Hi, Maddie. I have to talk to your husband Theodore about something. Do you mind giving me his number?
Hi there. What do you need Theo for? He's usually at work around this time, so he doesn't have his phone with him. He's not going to be able to answer your call or text. It's just that I don't see why you have to go out of your way and ask me for it.
I decided to ask you because I can't get in touch with Walter either. What is that husband of mine up to? He never told me what Theodore's number is. That's why I want to ask you for it.
You can tell me what you want and I'll let him know. So what is it?
His father just fainted and was taken to the hospital.
Seriously? You've got to be kidding. Finally?
What do you mean, finally?
Taylor has always been as sick as a dog, but somehow he manages to survive every single time. Plus, I've always wondered when his final moment will arrive. So, I guess he's finally at death's door this time. Do you get what I'm saying now?
What are you talking about? Do you know what a death's door even means? I just told you that Tyler fainted. Are you not even worried? I hope this is some sort of joke.
Why would I be worried? I mean, what for? I've decided to not have anything to do with Theo's family the moment we were married. Plus, the fact that I married Theo has nothing to do with his family. So yeah, I don't plan to develop an intimate relationship with his parents and relatives.
I know that you don't want to have anything to do with the rest of Theo's family. After all, you always have some sort of excuse for not participating in family reunions.
Your tone sounds a bit aggressive and accusatory, but whatever. Although the way you're saying this doesn't sit well with me. What you're saying is exactly what I mean. Don't you think that it takes too much time and effort to be on good terms with all the other members in the family? I want to live my life without having that much trouble.
Well, then you should return all the wedding gifts that you received from them.
But I get to keep what belongs to me.
I know how you don't want to have anything to do with Theo's family and all, but whenever there's something in it for you, I don't ever see you say that. That's not how life works, you know.
What do you want? Are you trying to teach me a lesson or something? You're so annoying. Listen, Amy, I can't take care of Tyler like you do. I also don't plan to do that in the future. So let me know when he kicks the bucket.
How can you say things like that? It's true that Tyler fainted and was taken to the hospital, but that doesn't mean that he's going to, I'm hoping he will get better soon since he's such a strong man.
So what if he gets better though? He's just gonna get sick again and die anyway.
Do you have any idea what you're saying? He's the father of your husband. Do you seriously not care if he dies?
Not at all. He's just a stranger to me in the end.
Stranger?
It'll be so much better if Tyler can kick the bucket soon. Then I can get all his inheritance.
What do you mean inheritance?
Stop trying so hard to hide everything. I know it all. He's the owner of an apartment, am I right? Although the apartment is still for rent right now, Tyler is the owner of it.
Did you hear that from Theodore?
I heard it from your husband.
Walter.
Tyler owns the land on which the apartment was built. He was given the ownership of the penthouse in exchange for selling the land. That was the contract which Tyler signed himself, right? The penthouse was built last year, but unfortunately that accident happened. You know, Tyler's wife Karen passed away.
That's right. But Tyler and Karen are supposed to move in this year. They're planning to make it their senior home. But everything went off rails since Karen passed away. What's worse, Tyler's chronic illness regressed and he can now only move around in a wheelchair. With that being said, obviously they couldn't move into their new home.
But isn't that why the penthouse is for rent right now?
Tyler has lived under the same roof with Karen for a very long time, so he wants to spend a little more time in the house which they've been calling home for decades.
But that doesn't change the fact that this old house has nothing good except its wide square footage. I'm going to sell the land after Tyler is gone. Then it'll be fantastic if I can move into that penthouse. That's why I want to inherit his legacy as soon as possible. Why don't you just tell him to stop making a last-ditch effort?
Never in a million years will I say those words to him. Enough is enough. I am going to talk to Walter about all this. Walter, give me a call immediately when you see this message. It's about your dad.
Sorry, I was at work earlier and didn't get a chance to check my phone. I heard that Dad just fainted and was taken to the hospital.
You knew already?
I got a call.
From the hospital?
Of course, who else do you think?
But I told the hospital that I will be the one making calls, though. So I don't think it can be from them.
Never mind, I got it wrong. I'm snowed under with work these days, so I guess I was mistaken.
Who did you get a call from then? I couldn't get in touch with you in the past few days. The only person I ever talked to recently is Maddie. Wait a second. Did you maybe get a call from your Aunt Maddie?
That's what it is. She had the sense to let me know what happened.
She just told me that she wants to have nothing to do with the rest of Theo's family. How does she know your number, though?
I'm pretty sure Theo gave it to her, in case of emergencies.
Fine, whatever. What's important right now is that Tyler fainted and was taken to the hospital. You need to come here right now. It's the hospital that Tyler usually goes to every time whenever there's something up with him or for routine visits.
I can't.
You can't? Why?
You know why. I'm at work. I can't just ditch work and rush to the hospital. You're there with Dad. Isn't that enough?
His doctor just told me that Tyler needs to be hospitalized. I need to go home and pack up his stuff for him. But while I'm gone, nobody's going to be here with him.
My dad is not a child. He doesn't need someone with him all the time. He's not going to croak right this second. Plus, he's not in such a critical condition that I need to leave work early, right?
You do realize that the person you're talking about now is your own father, right? Like I told you before, he just fainted. Do you understand how serious this is?
He's always been sick. I'm mentally prepared for what could happen.
Come here immediately after you're done with work. So make sure to finish what you have to do on time today. That way you could still pay him a visit.
I need to work overtime today. After that, we're all having an office party. I don't think I can make it.
Office party? In a critical time like this? And I heard nothing about an office party.
The people at my workplace just decided a few hours ago that it's going to be today. You're there anyway, so I'm just going to stay for the office party. There's nothing I can do at the hospital anyways, since I'm not a doctor. I'll leave these kinds of things up to you. I think it's best for you to be there close to Dad, as you have experiences with senior care providing.
But you told me that you would lend me a hand when we decided to move in with and take care of him. Then I just turn out to be the one who does everything, including taking care of your father and doing house chores. And all you do is say pretty words.
I'm the breadwinner of the family who has to work in order to put food on the table.
But how come I can manage to make time for all these things even while working as well?
Don't talk to me like you're all that. Don't you feel honored that you get the opportunity to take care of your husband's father? What's more, you work from home. So don't compare your job to mine and make them sound the same. You don't even know how tiring it is when you have to commute to work every day, right?
Whatever you want to say, I don't care anymore. I don't have the time to start a fight with you right now. You have already made clear that you're not going to come and help out. So at least let Theodore know everything that's happened. I just texted Maddie a few hours ago. She kept on telling me how she doesn't want to have anything to do with his family. So I'm thinking maybe she won't tell Theodore about your father being hospitalized.
Maddie is a good person. Don't talk about her like that.
I'm saying these things because every single time when I tell her to let Theodore know about what's going on in the family, she never does anything that I tell her to. And this has already happened multiple times.
You make me sick to the stomach. You're seriously annoying. I'm definitely not coming home today as I don't want to have to see that face of yours.
Are you kidding me or something? Do you know that your father is in hospital? His doctor will tell us what could potentially happen to your father and what treatment options are available. You know how important these things are. So it's absolutely necessary for you to come home today and be here for all this. Walter!
Thanks for taking care of everything at Tyler's funeral. I caught a cold. I mean, it's such a shame that I couldn't be there.
I hope you get well soon. I have other things that I need to attend to. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Don't go just yet. That's all you have to say. Don't you have anything that you want to say to me about Tyler's inheritance?
Inheritance? I don't have anything that I want to say to you.
You can't be serious. You're the one taking care of Tyler and making sure that everything's under control over there. Shouldn't you be very familiar with his legacy? You're not trying to take the entire inheritance Tyler has left, right?
Take the entire inheritance? Of course I'm not. I've never thought about doing that either. I'm not even his actual daughter.
Of course you aren't. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. What's next then? What will Theo, or should I say Theo and I, get?
Why don't you just ask Theo and figure it out yourself? Walter and Theodore just discussed earlier in the day details concerning the inheritance.
Theo has the habit of leaving his phone in his bag, so he's not going to check my texts. I mean, I've been text bombing him these past few hours, but he's not replying.
Really?
Yeah, let me know if you know anything, Amy.
Well, I know that Walter will be the one inheriting everything, including Tyler's money, land, and house.
Everything.
By the way, Theodore disclaimed his inheritance.
Disclaimed his inheritance? Why?
You should ask him yourself. I mean, it seems like Theodore is well aware of the fact that he hasn't been in touch with the rest of his family all this while. So he feels like he doesn't deserve his share of the inheritance.
I knew it!
You knew what?
He told me this long before his father even passed away. He said you're the one who's taking care of his dad all this time, and that as Tyler's very own son, he didn't really do much. So Theodore believes that he doesn't have the right to inherit anything from his father. I told him to claim everything that belongs to him in the first place. I told him so many times, but he just ends up disclaiming the entire inheritance? What a good-for-nothing twerp!
Good-for-nothing twerp.
I should have given him up and gone for Walter earlier.
What are you talking about?
I'm just going to make it clear to you as I think that you're probably starting to catch hints of it. But I'm actually dating Walter right now. I think it all started about a year ago.
A year ago?
Just about the time when Karen passed away. I wanted it on the inheritance. I know that it would make me a freeloader, but I don't care. Anyways, I thought to myself that I could have a bigger share if I had the eldest son of the family on my side. And then, just as I expected, that good-for-nothing twerp gave up his inheritance rights. So Walter, as the eldest son, gets to claim everything as his.
So what you're trying to say is you cheated on your husband because of the inheritance.
Why don't we just swap partners? I'll let you have Theodore and you give me Walter. How does that sound? I mean, even if you refuse, the inheritance is already my possession. I'm more than ready to make your husband mine and get married for a second time. I already filed for divorce and have everything else ready to go.
You filed for divorce and want to get remarried to your brother-in-law. Are you serious?
Yep, it's all gonna be mine now. I'll just skip home to my penthouse and husband, thanks. Now you know that what once belonged to that old man is all ours.
But it only has my name on it.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm telling you right now that the deed to the property has only my name on it. In other words, I'm the owner of the penthouse. Besides, this penthouse is not included in the inheritance.
Wait a second. I don't get what you're trying to say. Why in the world does the deed to the property have only your name on it? Stop acting all high and mighty just because you're a Tyler's care provider. Do you understand me?
Tyler made the decision to make me the owner of this property before he passed away. So the penthouse has been under my name for a while now. Right now, the tenant is still living there. The contract for rent expires a year from now, and the tenants already know that they're moving out at that time. That gives them plenty of notice, and I'll be making arrangements for myself in the meantime. But after that, I will be moving in and living there.
He made you the owner before he even passed away? I can't believe this is how dirty he plays.
I don't think he did anything that's underhanded or dirty like you said. Walter, the eldest son, never took care of his father for a single day. And then there's Theodore and you, who don't want anything to do with the rest of the family. So Tyler told me that he doesn't want any of you guys to inherit the penthouse. That's why I was made the owner of it. Tyler went through a lot of hard times trying to fight against his illness. He told me how sorry he is to leave me with only a penthouse. He even cried.
Whatever, I don't care.
This is why Tyler decided to put my name on the deed to his property. He filled out all the legal documents and formally declared me as the new owner of the penthouse.
Then pay me for half the property value.
What are you talking about? Why do I need to do that? The penthouse belongs to me and only me.
Do you even hear what you're saying right now? Don't forget the fact that you will be divorcing Walter soon. So naturally, he has the right to claim half of the property.
But that's already done before Tyler even made me the owner of the penthouse, though. To be more specific with you, Walter and I are already divorced before this happened. Now do you get it?
What do you mean? You guys are already divorced before Tyler gave you the ownership.
Did Walter not tell you everything about it? I mean, we promised each other to marry the right person this time. Do you seriously not know? We got divorced a month ago.
Why, I never heard a single word from Walter about the divorce.
I knew he was having an affair. I just didn't know who it was. But I was too occupied with Tyler to take time and find out about everything. I was hoping to figure out who he was cheating on me with after I made sure everything's all set with the funeral. But I guess that I didn't know it was you. Anyways, now that everything's crystal clear to me, a lot of things are starting to make sense. There were countless times when you were the one who told Walter everything that's going on in the family before I could get the chance to do so.
So, what are your plans with divorce asset division?
All I know is that Walter isn't getting anything. I've already found a lawyer. She's a specialist in divorce. She hates cheaters. Anyway, I'm not going for 50-50 on the rest of her assets. Walter's going to pay for betraying me. You were in on this with him too, so logically, I'm assuming that you're ready to compensate me financially as well?
That makes absolutely no sense. The affair has nothing to do with money.
Oh, I'm sure it's all legal. I was basically forced to be a full-time caregiver. She said she's building her case now. I'm sure you'll be hearing from her soon. She says she found evidence that you transferred money from Tyler's account to a fake charity you made up. She'll get in touch with you shortly to discuss this matter further. You might want to get a lawyer for yourself.
What? That's not... Why is this happening? I don't have any money. I'm a housewife.
So it's okay for you to steal from a dying man. That is so low. You're probably going to jail for this.
Fine, you win. I'm sorry. I can't go to jail. I'll get alimony from Theo when we divorce and give you that money. I'll pay it all back, okay? Are you happy now?
But you do know that you're not going to get any alimony from Theodore, right?
That's impossible. I'm a housewife. I'm a dependent, so I get alimony. You're not going to trick me.
I'm not tricking you. Are you serious? You're marrying Walter, right?
Well, yeah.
Then Theo doesn't have to give you any alimony. You can't be married to someone else and get money from your ex-husband.
Wait a second, are you serious?
Of course. So if you're planning on staying a housewife, you'll need to ask Walter for the money. Oh, right, Walter's penniless. I guess you'll have to get a job or go to jail.
Wait, let me think. Theo doesn't know about Walter, right?
I don't know what Theo knows, but the person you're remarrying is his older brother. Obviously, he's going to know what's been going on behind his back when he sees the two of you together. He's not an idiot.
Wait, Amy, please don't say anything to Theo. You have nothing to do with Walter anymore since you guys are divorced already. Stop trying to meddle in our affairs then.
Let me remind you this. but the last time I tried to meddle in your affairs was when Tyler passed away. I wanted to be with him until the last moment. So that's the reason why I went so far out of my way as to make arrangements for his funeral. I know that I'm just a stranger to this family at this point, so I don't plan to go anywhere near you guys.
You can't even mind your own business during another person's funeral. Of course I don't believe what you say.
Just know that Walter's not going to do anything about the funeral if I don't step in. It was me who took care of the memorial portrait and contacted the mortuary. Your dear Walter didn't do a single thing. I had to look for the address book with all the relatives' contact information on it. Those people had no idea what was going on when I called them. So here's the thing. The only reason why I stepped in was because I wanted Tyler's funeral to go smoothly.
But you won't come anywhere near us from now on, right? Also, can you not tell Theo about the affair? I want to tell him on my own terms. Eventually.
I need to think about that. I mean, it's not like I want to tell him about all this, but it seems like Walter told Theodore details about the inheritance just now, and I'm hearing them having a heated argument in the room next to mine.
Seriously?
Anyways, I'll be heading back right after I'm done with wrapping everything up here at the funeral. I'm almost certain that I won't be seeing you again after this, but I'm assuming that you don't have any problem with paying back the $20,000 you stole from Tyler's account.
Please, wait, Amy. Can we talk about this? Please. I never thought that things would come this far.
Please help me, Amy. Put the penthouse up for sale right now. I really need that money for an emergency.
You promised me that you won't text me for things. You're supposed to go through my lawyer, remember? Speaking of, when are you going to deposit last month's payment? I can take you to court if you don't pay on time, you know. You understand that the deadline for it is on the 15th of every month, right?
Now is not the right time to talk about this. It turns out my father had a huge medical bill. They're coming after me for debt.
Medical bills? How much is it?
$30,000. Maddie and I are already living on a really tight budget since we have to pay you back that money every month. So we don't have any money left to pay off a crazy expensive bill. Come on, he was your father-in-law too. Help us out. I'm broke. I'm gonna have to declare bankruptcy at this rate.
Well, I guess you really are going through some hard times.
I've been thinking lately. We went through some hard times too. You really supported me during everything, and I treated you like a maid. I wish I had done things differently. I really do. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I spent what little money I got from the inheritance. Now I'm stuck paying back the mess Maddie got herself into, and now this.
I don't know what you want me to say. What's done is done. You're going to have to deal with it. I'm not your wife anymore, so please don't get me involved.
Don't you have any feelings left for me anymore? I'm going through a really bad time. You're just gonna let me suffer?
Well, I guess nobody saw that medical bill coming.
I know. I never would have thought that my dad was in debt since he owns a penthouse. So please, just put it up for sale. We need the money. I'm supposed to be the owner of this penthouse anyways because I'm the eldest son of my father.
What are you talking about? Your father, Tyler, chose me himself as the owner of this property. You don't have any rights to claim it as yours. So allow me to decline this offer since I have no plans of selling it.
Do you think this is a joke? This is my life.
You could have known about the debt if you were to look into it earlier. But you couldn't care less about your own father and everything that was going on before. In other words, you did nothing for your family. That's why I wonder whether what's happening to you right now can be interpreted as karma. So pardon me, but you being in debt is not an excuse. I have no plans of changing my mind in regards to the monthly payments. You two already signed the agreement, so if you're defaulting, my lawyer will deal with that. She's told me if this went to court, you'd end up with a criminal record, so I wouldn't let it come to that if I were you.
But that's impossible. There's no way I could afford to pay such a huge amount of money. You'd really do that to me? Are you trying to ruin my life? I'm screwed. Maddie can't seem to keep a job either. Everything's on me. This is so not fair.
You're supposed to make the payments on time, but it's been late 2 months in a row now. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior any longer. Be prepared to discuss possible consequences with my lawyer. Don't forget to tell Maddie what I just said too. I blocked her and deleted her number already. The two of you make me sick to the stomach. That's what you said to me before. Now it's your turn.
Please don't go this far, Amy. It's not like you. You can't possibly be this cruel. I'm seriously at my wit's end now. I will do anything if you can lend me a hand. Please help me one last time. I promise you that I will never bother you again after this.
I'm done talking to you. Please stop texting me. I don't have anything more to say to you. If you still won't stop pestering me, I will resort to legal measures. I'm assuming that you don't want to see what will become of you and Maddie if you really go that far. So goodbye.
Wait a second, Amy. I'm sorry for everything I did to hurt you. Please give me one more chance to make up for my mistake. Maddie has no other choices but to work now. You have no idea how hard life is on her these days. She married me on the condition that she could stay home and be a housewife. She's really not capable of working. Amy, let's sit down face to face and have a talk first. What do you think? I never would have thought that this is how it's all going to turn out.
In the end, Maddie had to get a job at the factory where she had long hours. The lawyer made a new agreement where the monthly payments for the money she stole comes out of her paycheck. Now it seems like both Maddie and Walter are working all day, every day. They're renting a small one-bedroom apartment and commuting on the bus to save money. I heard they have a payment plan for the medical bill as well and are making monthly payments, but they still have a long way to go. For this reason, Walter even got a side job. His life is now all about making payments and covering the bills, and it seems hopeless things will get better anytime soon. What's worse, the apartment they're renting is constantly infested with cockroaches and rats because every time their neighbors call the exterminator, the pests would come to their apartment. Life is really hard on them, but I think that they deserve to get a taste of their own medicine. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when a new video comes out. Don't forget to also leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.